Hey, aloha everyone. Michelle Melendez with Blossom Inner Wellness and standtogetherhawaii.com. This is a really important video, especially if you live on the islands or if you love the big island of Hawaii. We have until September 26th, which I believe is this Thursday, to submit a testimony for the Big Island General Plan 2045. And this is a UN Agenda 2021, which is now 2030 plan, and it is meant to basically take away a lot of our freedoms here on the Big Island. It's meant to cluster people into houses that are literally on top of each other, not being in rural areas. It's meant to not allow people into certain buffer zones. And this agenda. There's 5 of us that went through the agenda, all 250 pages of the agenda, and we have created a document that edits the agenda. So I left the link is in the description. If you love Big Island, if you live on Big Island, if you don't live on Big Island, you can send a testimony. So in this video, a testimony stating that you want it changed. You want the wording changed to what is on this PDF. So this is I think it's the PDF is now 36 pages long. Again, it was made by 5 of us, Betsy, David, Auntie Calais, and Megan, and myself have been working on this for the last week. And but you can submit that to the Hawaii Big Island General Plan Committee. I'm leaving the email in the description. I'm leaving the link to the PDF in the description. You can also find this information, this action, at standtogetherhawaii.com, standtogetherhawaii.com. But I want to explain to you what this agenda is. And in order to do that, we got to go back to 1992. When Nancy Pelosi was speaking on the House floor to Congress. So this is where this Big Island General Plan started. And let me just tell you guys, in this video, I'm also going to show you the general plan to Santa Cruz, California, which is where my last home before Hawaii, Chico, California, which is my hometown, Sedona, Arizona, which is a client of mine, because all of the general plans are really the same. And I'll show you how you can look up your own general plan and how you can find out if it's related to these general plans, which I'm sure that it is, because this is nationwide. This is nationwide. So again, first, we're going to go to 1992. Share a video here, share sound, and here we go. And this video is on Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. And he's talking about Henry Lamb, which I will show him in a moment. But first, 1992 C-SPAN U.S. House of Representatives Nancy Pelosi is speaking to the House about this plan.
Presents us with an opportunity to follow up on the important work of the Earth Summit to develop its blueprint, Agenda 21, for global environmental action. HCON Res 353 outlines a comprehensive national strategy for sustainable development in accordance with the principles of Agenda 21 to be coordinated under the leadership of a specific office and at the direction of a high-level government official. The resolution
high-level government official to be directed by a high-level government official. They want this plan set through, and it's been on since created by 1992. She's also going to explain who created this, and it's nobody in Congress. No elected official created this agenda.
It also urges the United States to identify and initiate further agreements to protect the global environment and to support the creation of a high-level United Nations Sustainable Development Commission.
Create a UN, you guys. These UN people, they're not elected officials. Why is this in Congress? Because these are all paid for, bought for people
by an Undersecretary General. Third and lastly, the President is urged to report to Congress on the progress made on with this action. HCON Res 353 is supported by the administration. I have been in contact with the appropriate offices of the State Department and have incorporated their suggestions into the resolution.
Yes, she's incorporated the suggestions of people who are unelected people for the whole entire agenda for every single planning department in the United States of America.
71 co-sponsors in this, of this measure include one-half the members of the Foreign Affairs Committee and all of the House delegates to the Earth Summit.
But no Congress.
So no Congress. 71, she just said 71 co-sponsors. 71 co-sponsors of this Agenda 21. Nobody in Congress, no elected officials.
Supported by the major United States non-governmental organizations
NGO
concerned with the environmental issues. The Earth Summit presented world leaders with an opportunity that should not be lost. We must now embark on a new course that will sustain our planet and its resources for the benefit of future generations. This resolution calls on the United States to assert its leadership to achieve this goal. I urge my colleagues to support this resolution. Thanks again to the members of the Foreign Affairs Committee for their recognition of the importance and timeliness of this resolution.
Foreign Affairs, Committee of Foreign Affairs runs this country, you guys. The Committee of Foreign Affairs, they're not elected officials, but they literally run this country, and that's who she's talking about. I'm so grateful to the Foreign Affairs people who put this agenda for us that we could submit it on the House floor in Congress with no elected officials being a part of the creation of this plan. That is basically what she's saying.
We must make the promise of Rio a reality. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
In 1992, Henry Lamb was trying to warn people about the agenda. Okay, I've been trying to let you guys know that.
So that's what he's talking about. Henry Lamb is who I want to show you guys next, and then I'm going to show you guys the plan and why we should be really speaking out about this, giving our testimony. Everybody, you do not have to live on the island, the Big Island, to give testimony about this plan. This is Henry Lamb in 1992. This is what he was talking about with this Agenda 21 plan.
It's called Agenda 21. Agenda 21.
Which is now, again, Agenda 30. They're just moving it. They keep moving it forward until they get this plan through.
Primary document presented in Rio de Janeiro and adopted by more than 100 heads of state, including George Bush, which lays out in intricate detail all of the transformation that must take place in society in order for it to become sustainable as they define sustainability. This may be available at the United Nations bookstore. I had to pick this up. I had not seen one until last July. Had not been able to get one. I happened to be in Geneva.
So I want to fast forward this to, this crazy part here.
Them with a global biodiversity assessment. Started in 1992 with a grant from the Global Environment Facility for $3.3 million, orchestrated and coordinated by the World Resources Institute and the World Wildlife Fund and the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. This is 1,140 pages that explains how to implement the 16-page treaty on biodiversity.
1,140 pages that describes how to implement a 16-page document. Okay, 1,140 pages. I'm just saying this because this is insane. 1,140-page document that explains how to implement a document that's only 16 pages long. Can we say control? Can we say taking away freedoms? Yes, we can.
The last 200 pages, section 13, deals specifically with a system of protected areas. It defines what a system of protected areas is.
So this is important. This is important because I'm going to show you a map because they want to protect. Remember, everything's about protection for our safety, for the world's safety, to take care of everything. Protect nature, protect wildlife. They want to take people out of nature. And that's what he's going to be talking about next. And then I will show you a map of the United States that actually shows the buffer zones and the areas that they do not want people to be in any longer, which is, and then I'm going to be showing the Hawaii General Plan. So again, just one more time, Click on the link, you guys, if you are in Big Island. If you want to testify, please do. You don't have to be living on the islands to testify. You can just send one email. It's one email with the PDF. You can look through it. You can comment however you want it, whatever you want to say to them, and then send them this PDF, because we have revised this 250 pages. We revised it to work for the people. We revised this document to work for the people. So anyway, I'll have him go on a little further.
It includes core wilderness areas surrounded by buffer zones.
That word's really important. Buffer zones, really important, because that's in the general plan, and I'm going to show you how you can find it in your own general plan. It's in Hawaii general plan. Can you imagine, you guys, Big Island, meaning water surrounds the island, and there's going to be places they don't want us to go already. I mean, it's just astronomical.
Similar to those used in the biosphere reserves, created under a UNESCO program and promoted by the United States Man in the Biosphere program, there are 382 biosphere reserves around the world, 47 of which are in the United States, not under authority of any treaty, but by voluntary agreement with the United Nations.
Voluntary agreement. Where have we heard that? Voluntary agreement, comply. This is about compliance, everyone, and we do not have to comply because we are under God.
These biosphere reserves are to be the nucleus for the core wilderness area. Scratching my head here, what on earth is going on? And then I stumbled on page 993, and friends, if you don't think that's some heavy reading at night, page 993, after describing these protected areas, sums it all up by saying, the recently published Wildlands project in the United States is the central theme of protected area. And on page 15 of the Wildlands project, Dr. Reed Noss says that we must convert at least 50% of the land area of North America to wilderness, off limits to human beings.
50% of the wilderness in the United States, they want off limits to human beings. This is written in this biodiversity document, 1,140-page document.
Those core wilderness areas are to be interconnected by wilderness corridors off limits to human beings. Those wilderness areas are to be surrounded by buffer zones.
Buffer zones.
That may have limited resource use under the supervision and permitting of the federal government, in collaboration with non-government organizations. Human population to be resettled into the remaining 25% of the land, into communities that are described as sustainable communities. Now let me put a parenthesis.
So sustainable, I'm just going to stop this for a second. Sustainable, what they want us to believe about sustainable, oh, we're saving the world. Did you know that human interaction is really only about 1%? It only changes the environment about 1%. This world is amazing. And our involvement isn't in it, doesn't change it to the fact that we are actually killing the earth. This is an absolute narrative to put forth these agendas that will enslave us. So let's keep going with this. I want to go a little bit further. I have a lot of people. I had a friend of mine ask me, Michelle, how do you sleep at night? Because this is scary stuff. And the reason I sleep at night is because I know that this is a game, and I get triggered as well. I was triggered earlier this morning, and my temper was raised. It was raising up. And then I was like, Michelle, this is a game. This is a game. How are you going to play this game right now? And I know that I'm an intense person, but I know that infinite creator created me to be this way, to do this work. So watching these things, I know it's not easy, but if you're still watching this video, I want to commend you and acknowledge you for your courage and your bravery and your fortitude to stand up for what is right. Because if people just ignore this and go, oh, la di da, I'm just going to ignore this and just do my life, well, your 15-minute city is going to be right around the corner for you and your children. And God, he wants to help, but here's the thing, this is free will. We get to choose. And you think that you're choosing or not choosing is an option. If you don't choose to do what is right, if you don't choose to take a stand, if you don't choose to submit a testimony or to go to a meeting and speak up, that's a choice. That's a choice. And the choice is toward the darkness. The choice is toward enslavement. So you're choosing enslavement because you don't want to send in a testimony, an email, you make a phone call, go to a meeting and speak out. That's a choice. And the choice is, I'm okay with being a slave and having my freedoms taken away and having my freedoms taken away for my future generation and my children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. That's a choice. Sorry, I'm being intense, but that's the truth of the matter. And I totally love you. Let's continue as I get grounded again, because I do want to show you the map. I want to show you guys the map.
Parentheses right here for a moment. He created what he called a White House task force on ecosystem management. He called 20 federal departments together and said, you will create an ecosystem management policy, and you will implement the ecosystem management policy throughout the federal government.
Now you got to listen to this part, you guys. You got to listen to this part.
Of Interior, Department of Agriculture, Department of Commerce, Department of Education, throughout the federal government. They developed what they called multimedia enforcement, where they run into a problem with a community that will not accept this ecosystem management concept. Multimedia enforcement means that all 20 federal agencies descend on the community and begin inspections and writing tickets. I couldn't believe it.
The document calls for literally reducing the human population.
Here's the map. It's coming up right here, and he's going to show it, but then I'm going to show a better version so you can see it better.
By as much as 2/3 to 3/4 in the next 30 to 50 years. It could set aside up to 1/2 of the American landscape into wilderness areas interconnected by wilderness corridors, all surrounded by human buffer zones in which human activities are highly regulated. That is very, very clear in these United Nations documents that they want to set up a regulatory structure that would affect every man, woman, and child on planet Earth, and all of the control would be headquartered in the United Nations. And if we take the more recent United Nations documents, it's going to be called the Trusteeship Council in the restructure of the United Nations that's occurring right now. And the Man of the Biosphere Program, as revealed in the U.S. State Department documents as well as UNESCO documents, clearly show that the Man of the Biosphere Program actually is the first step in implementing the Convention on Biological Diversity. And there are 47 of these Man of the Biosphere.
I'm just going to pause it there because I want to show you guys. Oh, sorry. I want to show you guys the map. So let me go back here, go to screen share again, because this is the map, the UN Agenda 2021 map. Take that off. Okay, a simulated reserve and corridor system to protect, remember, love that word, biodiversity, as required by the UN Convention on Biological Diversity, Wildlands Project, UN and US main biosphere. So everything in red is a core reserves or core and corridors, little to no human use. Look at it, look at this. My hometown Chico is like right around here somewhere. Chico, what just burned? Chico. Paradise, the park fire. So that's actually right around here somewhere. And that is going to be, they want this to be off limits. Look at all of this in red. They want it to be off limits. Buffer zones in yellow. Buffer zones highly regulated without any human use. I'm sorry, no human use in the red. Buffer zones are highly regulated. The border, sidebar agreement of NAFTA, mile-wide international zone of cooperation. Okay, that's that. Normal use is green. Okay, look at this. We got green here in Texas, these little dots. Here's a little bit in California, little bit in California. I think this is probably LA right here, but this isn't much. This isn't much. Where's the green? Oh, here's green right in the middle, green. And then Indian reservations here, and then military reservations are in gray. But here's the thing, there's no map for the for Hawaii. So I do want to go. So this is the map that they want to put in. Here's how to look things up. Oh, sorry, I need to screen share again. Here's how to look things up in your area. And I do want to share the Hawaii general plan, which is right here. This is the Hawaii general plan and how you look things up. I'm going to move my face over here. I just looked up stakeholder 26. The word stakeholder was written 26 times. So how you look it up is you open up your general plan, put in the name of your city, put in like Chico, California general plan. And then that's how I opened up Chico. And I believe that's this one, Chico, California. Yes. Okay, here's buffer. And then what I did here is I went to edit and I went find and I clicked on find. And then I put in stakeholder, or actually I put in buffer here. And buffer comes up 3 of 12 matches. So 12, buffers in here 12 times in the Chico, California planning department general plan. So here it goes. This will be achieved by creating a more, 2030 vision calls for conserving viable agriculture resources and other rural land surrounded the city. And this is again Chico, California. This will be achieved by creating a more dense, which is clustered housing, and compact urban form, establishing urban growth limits and providing appropriate buffers and transitions. This is just what he talked about. So that's Chico, California. This is Sedona, I believe. Oh no, this is Sedona here. Sedona, Arizona. I put in this because a client of mine is here. So again, same thing. And this is 6 matches of buffer. And this is for Sedona, Arizona. And then there is this one, which is for this one is the Santa Cruz, California. And I put in buffer here, I believe, and there's one out of six matches in here. And let me put in stakeholder. I don't know if stakeholders in here. Work with stakeholders to initiate and implement economic development, municipal tax revenue, and investment strategies for stakeholders. And there's 2 stakeholder matches in here. So let's go back to the Big Island, because that's where I live now, and put in stakeholder in here. And there's 26 matches in stakeholder in this document. And I'm going to close this one up, and I actually want to open this other one. I actually want to open this other Hawaii general plan. And it is right here. This is where I can find the latest one to make sure that we're on the right one. Download PDF of the final draft. So I'm opening up the Hawaii Big Island general plan. And again, please testify. We need your testimony by Thursday. I'm putting the PDF in the description of our rewrites, but let's put in stakeholder here so you guys can see this latest version of the general plan with stakeholder being in here. And let's put done. Okay, let's redo this here again. Edit, find, and stakeholder. And I don't know why it's not coming up, but it should be. Anyway, okay, there it goes. All right. So we have one of 26 matches. Build among stakeholders and refers to integration of culture and natural resources. Loving that. And then find the next one. The next one, you can go to edit, find next. I just want to show you this is in the general plan with a bunch of stakeholders. Stakeholders collaborate with government, private, nonprofit agencies, communities, and other stakeholders to develop a facility community partnership. And then I want to put in the word homeowner. Homeowner, 1 match. This is the only place in the whole entire plan that homeowner is written in the Big Island County of Hawaii general plan. Minimize sprawl and greenfield development can be challenging when rural residents have been among the most affordable home ownership. Oh, so that's not even describing anything for homeowners. And then check this one out, Big Island. Check this one out. You're gonna love this one. Cluster. Cluster is written 18 times in our general plan on the Big Island of Hawaii. Cluster refers to a concentrated grouping of buildings, activities, or land uses within a defined area. The concept of clustering is used to promote efficient land use, enhance connectivity, and foster synergies among different functions or uses. Clusters can include residential, commercial, industrial, and mixed-use developments that are strategically located to optimize infrastructure. So clusters written all over the friggin' place in our general plan. Encourage the clustering of developments to reduce the cost of providing utilities. So they're trying to get us on top of each other, everybody. It's really not good. And then the other thing I wanted to share in here was another word. One more thing, Michelle, what was that one? Think. Building capacity for implementing an economic development in target industry clusters identified by comprehensive economic development strategies. There's one more word that I was looking for. It was, I know. It was page 47, because I got to show you guys this. I did revise it. My part of working on the general plan was, I'm going to stop share and then I'll come back so that you guys don't have to see me scrolling. My part of the general plan was, the first part was pages 20 through 71. And I'm so glad because I got the climate agenda, which is the climate change is all for the agenda to bring forward this whole plan, which is what the stakeholders have at stake in. And this is what I wanted to show you guys, this last part of Hawaii General Plan. And then you guys can look at it. I'll show you our edits so you guys can see the PDF that we've been working on that you can submit to the Hawaii General Plan Department. But this is the one I wanted to show you, 4B. Maintain certified local government status and maximize funding opportunities. Okay, and then I changed this to read general fund update to read. This is our updated, this is what we were working on, the 5 of us, and I want it to read, okay, 47. Hold on, you guys, just one uno momento. Let me stop screen share so that I can find it, because it's always easier for me to find it when it's off screen. And sorry for if my computer is being wonky right now. Hold on one second. Okay, there it goes. It is coming up. But so basically they want to maintain their government status and they also want to maximize funding. And this is what I changed it to because it's a lot better. And apologies for not having it up right away. Page 34. All right, hold on one second while I move this. I'm going to pause the recording for a second. Okay, I found it. So this is what I changed it to. And I'll just remind you guys what it said. So it was first, maintain certified local government status and maximize funding opportunities. And we are changing this to, come on, reassess certified local government status to ensure the support of farmers and homeowners. Oops. Sorry. I don't know why I did that. Something's up here. Let me look it up again one more time because this is, don't know why it's moving like that. Hope I'm not getting hacked, but let's see here. Hold on one second. There we go. Reassess certified local government status to ensure the support of farmers and homeowners and maximize funding opportunities for self-supporting communities. Boom. That's what we want instead, self-supporting communities. And the other thing I want to share with you guys on this general plan is this, the 3 the three pillars that they are trying to work on as the foundation for this. Their goal is sustainability, economic growth, environment protection. Environment protection should scare the bejeejies out of us because that's about regulations, fines, regulations and fines, protection. Anytime the word says protection, that means they're going to regulate it. They're going to fine you. They're going to change laws so that you have to comply. They're going to force us to comply, but we don't have to, you guys, because we are under God. And then also social culture equity. This means they're going to change human behavior. That's what these three pillars are. But we are asking them to change that. Instead of those three pillars, those three things in here, we're going to change it to innovation. See if I can find it really fast for you guys. One principle is innovation. Okay, yeah, it's right coming up. It is, where is it at? It's somewhere close. Hold on. I'm going to stop recording in a moment for just a second. Why is that page 80 right there? Me too. Okay, it was, what we're changing it to is innovation, economic alternatives, environmental support, and thriving communities. So Big Island community, Big Island planning, general plan, they want sustainability, economic growth, environmental protection, and social and cultural equity. And we are changing it to innovation instead of sustainability. Sustainability just going to keep us where we're at and keep us controlled. That's what sustainability is about. Oh, let's just be sustainable. No, 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 no. Let's innovate. Let's create for the future. So innovation is what we want. We want economic alternatives. We want to share. We want to barter. We want to support each other. We want environmental support, not environmental protection, environmental support. The earth, she can help. She will actually clean herself up if we stop polluting. She'll clean herself up. She has the ability to do that without our help. And so what we need to do is just stop polluting and support her. We support the earth. It's like being on a farm. We're supporting the earth doing what she already knows how to do, which is thrive. So environmental support and then thriving communities. And that's what we want our general plan to be. We want our general plan to be about innovation, about economic alternatives, about environmental protection, and about thriving communities. Not all of this condensing us, not letting us putting buffer zones around us. Also in our plan, in here in the Hawaii General Plan, they have areas where they want to reduce the use of vehicles. They want to reduce vehicle mobility transportation. I can't remember the exact word, is VMH or something like that. So what I put instead of that, I put, I changed the wording and said, let's do more public transportation and support public transportation. And the areas in our general plan that do have things like controlling the environment, I put without hindering constitutional rights and freedoms, and without regulations and further permits and fines. So we're adding in, there's 5 of us that have been working on this. We're adding in what it is we want. We're changing what we don't want. We're removing what we don't want. So if you live on the Big Island particularly, and even if you don't, if you just love these islands, please click on the link below. There's one email to send before Thursday or by Thursday, and tell them that you want this PDF instead. You want them to look at this 36-page plus PDF that we've been working on for a week now, and we revised it to support the people. We've revised it to support the Aina, the land, and we revised it to support our future here on the Big Island. And this is our kuleana right now, you guys. So mahalo so much for all those who are sending one email to the General Planning Department and tell them we do not want to be controlled. We do not want to have our freedom of transportation limited. We do not want to live on top of each other in clustered housing. And they cannot keep regulating and put fines on us and fining us to death. Okay, we say no to that. And what we say yes to is freedom, supporting the Aina, and a thriving community. So I just want to say much mahalo for sharing this video with anybody who loves the islands, and including just anybody who values their freedom. You guys have the opportunity right now to look at your own general plan and to make these revisions and to step up, because not stepping up and speaking out is a choice, you guys. So much mahalo for that. All right, I'm going to do a quick prayer. Divine Creator, infinite intelligence. Wow, this is an intense time, Great Spirit. And we just know that we are guided and protected and supported every moment of every day. We just ask for the courage to continue, and the energy, and to be tenacious in this time, and to be to just keep moving forward. We know that it just takes one email, one voice speaking out, sharing the video one time, and we say yes to that. We choose to take a stand. We choose to step forward, Great Spirit, because we know that when we step forward, you got our back. You got our back. Billions and billions of trillions of angels are on our side. When they say you and what army, the army is so huge. It is there's not a number that can describe it with the forces of good and light that we have behind us and with us. But we know that it's our kuleana to step forward and to walk this path, that you will not walk it forward for us, Great Spirit, but you will be there with us. And you will be supporting us every single moment of every single day. And we totally know that. So we give so much gratitude for the opportunity to choose you, infinite creator. We choose the light. We choose the knowingness that we are created under God, under you, Great Spirit, not under a government of tyrannical criminals. And we are excited to watch as these criminals who do not value human life are peaceably removed from office, either stepping away from power or being removed in handcuffs. We get to watch the show as they are bound and binded by the blood of Jesus, who is the reason that the settlement of death happened. He settled the contract for death with his blood. And with that blood of this amazing being of light, that blood and that light binds all evil from doing any more harm on this planet. We bind it now in the blood of Jesus, that being who settled our death contract. We bind all evil on the planet, that it can no longer do any more harm. We know that it is done, Great Spirit, and we give so much gratitude for Jesus' sacrifice. And for also, Great Spirit, the knowingness that you got our back and we are guided and supported every moment of every day, and each one of us is enough. We are good enough, we are powerful enough, and we've got this. No matter how small the voice sounds coming out, it has power to move mountains, and we call that power forth now. And we know that these evil agendas that do not value freedom and people's prosperity and people thriving together in a loving environment, that they have no more power. They're done. And we get to watch as this earth becomes a more peaceful place every moment of every day, and that we thrive in abundance because abundance is our birthright. We thrive in love because love is also what we're made out of. And we thrive in our own knowingness that we are always guided and we're meant to be here on the planet. And we give so much gratitude for that, Great Spirit. We know we're not alone, never. And so it is. So I just send you and your ohana so much love from the Big Island. Again, one last time, share this video, like, subscribe. It really helps the algorithms. And also do your part. One email. You don't have to live on Big Island. Send one email to our general plan, Big Island general plan, and say, no, we do not agree with this general plan. We want it revised to look like this PDF here, which all the revisions I've put in farmers and homeowners into every single area where the word stakeholder is, and then some. So please send one email to Hawaii General Plan. And here on Big Island, I send you so much mahalo for doing that and supporting us to live free here. As you'll come and visit, you'll be able to live free as well as you go throughout and enjoy the Big Island as well as Maui. So come visit Big Island and definitely go to visit Maui. They need tourism, and go to Lahaina, have some lunch there, support the people there. So much mahalo and aloha to everyone.